One of the great tragedies of the Catholic Church of late was the revelation of the sex abuse. When it first came out in Ireland, the abuse of the minor, the Irish Church really crawled. A country where 98 are Catholics, they stopped coming to the church. And it went on even in the United States. We sympathize, we share the pain of the victims. Those are crimes, and the church admits that. And the church is doing all what is possible to help the victims. Well, these crimes were caused because the candidates to the priesthood, already their weaknesses could not be traced already when they were seminarians. Then, as priests, once a crime was committed, then administration did not take the necessary actions. Those are the two reasons why these sex abuses became so saddening. Today, we are celebrating the Maundy Thursday, Holy Thursday. We remember three important things today: the institution of the Eucharist, washing of the feet, and the institution of the priesthood. Eucharist shows the greatest love of the Lord. And even by the washing of feet, Jesus showed what type of servanthood he expects of all. But today, I want to meditate with you about the priesthood. Well, it is true about the sex scandals. And even now, even last week, one parishioner who loves the church very much was sharing with me, Father, in the United States, most of the conservative Catholics are disturbed by what is happening in the church. We know that. Once I remember in Rome, I approached one Monsignor and I asked him, Monsignor, tell me honestly, I do not need any diplomacy. Tell me honestly, when the priesthood is most difficult. He told me, of course in Italian, Father, priesthood is very difficult in old age. I'm going to share with you the things that you would not see behind the lives of the Pope, the cardinals, the bishops, and the priests. What you see most of the time, well, you have heard about the sex abuses, and many are leaving. And what you see is what we perform. We dress very solemnly, and in our offices, we function in a very elegant way. Priest shares your life from the moment of your birth until your death. Priest is there when a child, even before a child is born, already when you are in your mother's womb, priest has blessed you. Priest is there to bless you. At birth, he is there to share the joy of your birth. Then, at your baptism, he celebrates your baptism, and he is so joyful that you are baptized. Priest shares your life totally. Then, as you grow, you are prepared for First Communion, and he overjoys when you received your First Communion. He becomes part of your life, and he is there with you in your faith journey at confirmation. When you are sick, he is there to help you, to bless you, to pray for you. When you are preparing for marriage, he is there. Then at your marriage, he witnesses your marriage. He shares all your problems. When you have a difficulty, he is there to listen to you. When you are sick, you come to him. And when you want to make your confession, to listen to your failures, he listens to you patiently. Then he brings God's pardon to you. When you are sick, he is there to bring communion. When you are at the deathbed, he is there to give you the last rites. When you are dead, still he is there to make the last rites. Priest, share your life. What you see is a solemn priest presiding over, but behind these things, a man like you. A man with flesh and blood, man who feels lonely, a man who cries in you and whose tears you don't see. When a priest is lonely, he doesn't tell you that I am lonely. When I am sick, I have never told you that I am sick. When I have an issue, a problem, I have never shared with you, not even with my mom when they were alive. We have been trained to bear up all the things with the Lord. And we present ourselves, whether the Pope, he is being criticized, the bishops and the priests, the people look at the clergy in a negative way. But on the day of the institution of the priesthood, I want to share with you that human aspect of the person who is serving you. True that they are having weaknesses, and when your family members, your child, your sons, daughters, when they have their weaknesses, their difficulties, don't you share their problems? Aren't you there with them in their life difficulties? Treat your priest as one in your own family. Because we treat all of you as one of my family, more than my family. From the day we enter the seminary, we do not think of ourselves. All what we study, all the titles, all the degrees, education qualifications, all what we do is because we love you. Of course, any vocation has the aspect of contribution, even in the context of marriage. Well, the parents do everything for the children. Similarly, the priest does everything for the people. They could be having weaknesses, but never condemn them. They may be having their own issues, but never start gossiping. When you find your son, your daughter having an issue, do you gossip? Do you take that issue with others and gossip about it? Try to understand your priests. In so many places, I have witnesses how people struggle, and in their loneliness, they could fall. They should not. But most of the time, as I also work in processing the dispensation of priesthood, well, we see that human aspect coming out. Therefore, on a beautiful day like this, when we think of the institution of the priesthood, try to appreciate the priesthood, try to promote your children towards priesthood, and start loving your priests as if you would love and accept and console one in your own family. By doing that, we will be able to protect the priests. I know comparatively, in European countries, especially in Italy, priests are having less issues when compared to the priests in the United States. Because in Italy, priests, still after priesthood, they live with their family members. The family, mother, the parents or the sister, they come to live with them. Of course, by doing that, the parents are making a sacrifice. Priests, had he had servants, he would have had spent a lot to have somebody to do the cooking, to clean the church, to work in the sacristy. Instead, in Italy, most of the time, it is the mother or the sister who is assisting the priest in the mission house, in the rectory. So they are helping. And because of that, they are comparatively the number that fall, that have issues, are less because they are protected. Still, there is a mother, the sister, to care for them. But it is not the case in the United States. So, if your priests have a weakness, approach them. Tell them, as a loving mom, as a loving dad, what is wrong with them. Rather than being judgmental. We do not know why a particular person behaves in a particular way. It could be a sickness. Begin to love all the priests and accept them as one in your own family. Sad to say, even on the death of Father Widman, I saw only 4 families participating in his funeral even. Priest, he gives his whole life for the people. In return, we do not accept anything because that is our vocation. But still, there is a man behind all this paraphernalia. Priest is a healer, but he is also wounded. He is a wounded healer. Therefore, on this day, let us pray in a special way for all the priests, that they be happy in their priesthood, that they be more committed to the vocation they have chosen, that they would be happy by being faithful to the vocation they have chosen. Now we have the washing of the feet.